today about drawing feathers with watercolor pencils. Feathers can seem really tricky. It can feel like there is a huge amount of detail and texture that needs to be added in, but actually it's not as tricky as you might expect. So I'm going to talk through drawing feathers by drawing this very colourful parrot. This is such a fun drawing. I love a colourful drawing. Now I think the key to drawing feathers or anything to do with animals is to always be working from a reference photo. Generally speaking, the feathers in many places can be going in some pretty random directions, and it's hard to imagine those directions. So the first thing I want to do is find a reference photo for the animal that I would like to create. Now before we get started with the drawing, let's have a really good look at this reference photo to really see what it is we're trying to draw. So actually, I think the feathers on this parrot are easier than you might expect. Firstly, I would say that there are three main types of feathers. So all feathers aren't necessarily drawn in the same way. There are some very small little feathers, particularly around the face, that almost look a little bit like hair. Then there are some slightly longer feathers, generally around this red section, that in some areas still look like fur, but in others are kind of sorted into shapes or little patches like we can see on here. And then there are what I'm going to call the main feathers that are really just a series of shapes and curves, so kind of blocked in colour that are curving round here. And all I need to do is draw in the shapes and colours that I can see and it will all come together. So let's get started by putting something down on the paper. Now generally speaking, I want to start this in the same way I would with any watercolour pencil drawing. I want to start off by filling in the lightest colour I can see in each area. So for this whole first step, I am only drawing in the lightest colours. And then at the end of this step, we will be activating with the water. So I'm starting off by filling in the very light grey areas that I can generally see on the face of the parrot. And then I can also fill in the lightest yellow colour that I can see on the yellow sections. So I am literally just trying to roughly get my bearings on what's going where and block in the lightest colour I can see in each of these patches. Now the most important thing that I want to be doing here is pressing really nice and lightly. So first up, the main thing I'm doing to help me press lightly is holding the pencil further back than you might expect. You can see here that I'm not holding the pencil really close to the tip, and by holding the pencil this little bit further back, it literally stops me from being able to press too hard. I also want to be trying to get down the pencil as smoothly as possible, so you'll see I'm generally working in small little circular or oval motions with the pencil, and I'm working with a nice and sharp pencil where I find the pencil goes down more consistently this way. So the lightest colours I can see on the red section is a light red, so a pink, so I can add this colour in, and I'll add a small amount of green in a few areas as well, and that's really all I need to do to start with. So at this point I want to activate all of these colours with the water. So I want to work one section at a time. I want to start off by going over the pink areas, and then I can move on to the different other colours as well. By working one colour at a time, it stops all of the colours from bleeding into each other and I end up with cleaner colours. But you can see that I am working in circular motions just like I did before with the pencil to try and get the colour to look as solid as possible. So once I've got the lightest colours down in each area, what I then want to do is wait for this to completely dry before then moving on to the mid-tone colours. So I'm only focusing on putting not the lightest colours but the middle colours now. So for example, I can see a little bit of orange on the feathers at the top here, and I can see some pretty bright red in this area as well. Note how I'm not really worrying about adding any texture in at this point. This is really just a case of trying to get the main colours and shapes marked in, and as I said before, just get a bit of an idea for what's going where. Now with the green pencil I can start adding in on some of those more precise kind of main feathers, a lot of them have green on the very tips, so I can start adding in where I think that green is going to go, and that will make it a bit easier when I mark out these feathers later. And I can start generally marking in the overall shapes of the feathers with this dark blue pencil. Even though we'll be activating this with water in a second, it is just making our lives easier to mark in the shapes now. And once I'm happy with those colours, I can once again activate with the water again. I always think with watercolour pencils, it's so important to remember how much the colour is going to change when activated. Some colours do change more than others. Look how much brighter this red looks than what it does as a dry pencil. And that's with only a small amount of this colour down on the paper. So I'm activating from the top to the bottom. Generally speaking, I do like working from the top towards the bottom, simply because it stops me from accidentally smudging the watercolour pencil while it's wet. And I think generally it's just a bit easier to work in a kind of methodical way. Once I'm happy that I've activated all of these midtone colours, I once again want to wait for the colour to completely dry before I then move on. So I always leave it for at least half an hour. So from here, I now want to build up the darkest colours. So the darkest colour might be different in each section. The darkest colours that I can see within the red section is a very dark brown. So I'll add in some of this colour. And I can also start marking in a few of the very prominent lines between the feathers up here, but note how I'm still not adding in any detail throughout this whole first section of the drawing. I don't want to add any huge detail because we will be activating with the water. So I've built up some dark brown on some areas. I'm building up the black on some of the blue areas simply because it needs to be so dark in the shadows on some of these feathers. And once again, I can generally be marking in the main shape of those feathers to get an idea on where everything's going. It's going to make my life so much easier as we move on towards the end of the drawing. So you can see the feathers are starting to come together already. Let's once again activate all of these colours with the water. Note how I am always going from the lighter areas towards the darker colours. When I'm activating with the water, I don't want to be starting on the darkest place and then I'll end up dragging that colour into the lighter areas. So you'll see how I'm always going from light to dark, both overall and with the actual blending. So now at this point, I've got the general framework marked out. I've worked from the light colours towards the dark colours, mapping in all of those details. Now, before I move on and really start adding in the texture and colour of the feathers, I want to once again wait for this to completely dry before going over the midtones one final time to brighten everything up. It's so important to have really good underlying base colours. It's just going to make life so much easier before moving on to adding in all of the detail and all of the feather texture at the end. So once I've added in all of those brighter colours, really brightened everything up, I can then once again start activating with the water for a final time, starting from the lighter areas and working towards the darker areas. I never expect the watercolour pencil to be perfect while I'm doing this, but I do want to try and get the best gradient that I can on each of these sections. So by the time that I've built up and activated all of the watercolour pencils, I have something that looks like this. Arguably, it does look a lot like a parrot, but there is a long way to go to add in all of the details of the feathers. Now, before we carry on with the drawing, if you would like to go through the whole drawing in a lot more detail, I do have the full tutorial available on my website. In fact, I have not only this drawing, but loads of other drawings in a whole host of different subject matters. For every single drawing, I include really in-depth instructions broken down into small, manageable chapters so you can work through the drawing one step at a time. I also include all of the real-time footage so you can see exactly what I'm doing, as well as including the sketch outlines. So both light sketch outlines if you want to print that sketch directly onto your drawing paper, and some much heavier sketch outlines if you want to trace. I also include details of all of the exact materials I'm using and the exact colours in this drawing. And I also include the reference photo. I have a mixture of simpler, beginner-friendly drawings and some much more complicated drawings as well that have a real wow factor. And I include tutorials in not only watercolour pencils, but also coloured pencils and graphite pencils too. Check out the link in the description. So now that we've got all of the main colours mapped out, what I now want to do is start adding in the details. And this is where the feathers are all going to come together. And so I'll be using some slightly different methods depending on the different section of the drawing. So to start with, I am just using a really nice and sharp pencil to mark in where all of those little lines of feathers need to be going on the face. So literally just adding in all of these little dashes, that's all there is to this section. And then where there's some slightly longer kind of more fur-like feathery marks, I want to be gently brushing my pencil against the paper back and forth here to create some really soft kind of flicky motions with the pencil. But the key is to have a sharp pencil when doing this. So you can really see me brushing my pencil against the paper here to create those nice and soft flicks and gradually build up that feather texture. It's important to remember, as I said at the beginning, not all the feathers in this drawing are the same. Now I also always want to make sure that I'm building up a number of different colours within these textures. So I'm looking at the reference photo and really thinking about what's here and what needs to be built up, and then creating flicking motions with all of those different colours. The key to any drawing really is building up the colours in a series of layers. So we've already got those main underlying colours that we built up at the beginning. But from here, we want to be really looking at the different shapes of the feathers and building up the colours one on top of another until it matches the general look of the bird. Now you'll see that I'm starting off by focusing on the red section or the top half of the parrot, and then we can move on to the bottom areas later. So around some of the feathers at the top of the chest, they're a lot more separate than the feathers on the head. I am literally just drawing in the shapes I can see in this area. Right now I'm adding a black pencil to try and get the contrast looking a little bit more accurate here. And then I'll be able to add more colours to that black to maybe tone it down slightly. So I'm using a dark brown here, and generally add some slightly more flicky motions around the edges of some of these sections. So you can see I haven't really built up a lot of texture on this area. A lot of the colour that I already added in at the beginning underlying layers are doing a lot of the work here, to be honest. Now from here, let's start focusing on the larger feathers on the back, and I can look at some of the shapes that I've already marked in with those underlying layers. I'm starting off with a brown pencil to mark in the main shapes that I'm going to be building on. So these feathers are going to need to be a much darker colour than this, but for now I want to be adding in the main shapes, and I can tweak them with this lighter pencil if I need to, rather than just going straight in with the dark. So you'll see that I am literally just outlining these very prominent feathers on the back in the same way that really I have done already, starting off with a brown pencil. Now I'm using a blue pencil, and then I can also go over these feathers once I'm a bit more confident with where they need to go with the black here. And already this parrot is looking much better. Certainly it's looking more detailed, and I feel like I have a really good idea here on where all of the main shapes need to be. From here I just need to tweak those colours and generally brighten the parrot up a little bit more. So from here I'm just going to be constantly comparing my drawing to my reference photo and thinking about the most obvious colour that's missing from now. So I can use all of the shapes that I've marked in on the feathers to get an idea of what's going where. So to start with, I can see that the feathers along the yellow section needed a lot more green adding to them. I also think that the feathers on the blue section need much more blue adding to them. And because at this point we're not going to be activating with any more water, the colours that I add at this point is what it's going to look like at the end. So let's add some some yellow over the top of that green to really brighten up the yellow feathers, and use some reds, browns and pinks to brighten up the section at the top. Hopefully you can see as I'm building up all of these colours that actually it's a lot less about adding in loads of details and making all of the feathers look perfect, and it's a lot more about getting the colours and contrast looking correct and vibrant, and then the detail kind of gets added in just from having these shapes and contrast looking correct. So now I'm generally happy with the feathers. I just need to fill in the area at the bottom where the bird is standing, and that is it. So actually it's a lot less complicated than you might expect to draw feathers. It is much more about building up all of the base layers, building up the underlying colours, really looking at the main shapes that are within the bird, than it is about adding in every single minute detail. I always think you need to remember the distance that someone would be looking at your drawing from, so people aren't looking really closely at every single detail. So I don't need to perfectly draw in every single feather. What I do want to do is get the main shapes of the feathers marked in, get the contrast right and get the colour right. Now remember, if you want to go through this drawing with me in a lot more detail, it is available on my website. And if you would generally like to improve your watercolour pencil drawings, I have a full video including 5 ways to improve quickly. So check out this video here. Happy drawing guys, and I'll see you in the next one.